who's actually going to get the most out of a $2,500 electric pellet grill, and who would be better off putting that money toward a simpler propane grill or even a good smoker kit. If you're on the fence about whether the recteq RT2500 BFG is worth the price tag for everyday backyard cooking, you're not alone. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The hesitation usually comes from two places: the size and the tech. A grill this big takes up a permanent spot in your yard, and the Wi-Fi controls promise convenience but can also feel like another gadget that needs updates and a reliable internet connection. Let's start with the kind of person who will actually feel comfortable dropping this amount of cash into a single piece of equipment. If you're the type who spends weekends planning a low and slow brisket, enjoys experimenting with different wood flavors, and likes the idea of setting a temperature on your phone while you're still inside the house, the RT2500 Set-A-Tan Forget approach hits the sweet spot. The large 500 square inch cooking surface means you can smoke a whole turkey, grill a half rack of ribs, and still have room for a side of vegetables all in one session. For families that rotate through a few different dishes each weekend, that kind of flexibility translates into fewer appliances cluttering the patio. On the other side of the ledger, if your grilling habits are limited to a quick burger or a couple of hot dogs, you're probably paying for a lot of extra capacity you'll never use. One of the biggest hidden trade-offs with a pellet smoker like this is the dependence on electricity and a steady supply of wood pellets. The unit plugs into a standard 120-volt outlet, so you need a nearby power source or an outdoor extension that can handle the load. That's not an issue for most fixed-deck setups, but if you live in a rental, a condo, or you like to move your grill around the yard, the cord can become a nuisance. Pellet consumption also adds a recurring cost. A 20-pound bag can run you through a full day of low and slow smoking, and you'll need a dry, well-ventilated storage spot to keep the pellets from clumping. Those are practical considerations that often get glossed over in the glossy marketing copy. When it comes to actual day-to-day usability, the RT2500's Wi-Fi controller is where the ease-of-use claim starts to feel real. You open the app, slide a temperature up to 250 F for a quick chicken, or drop it to 225 F for a 12-hour beef brisket, and the grill maintains that target without you having to hover over a dial. In practice, I've seen people start a brisket in the early afternoon, walk away to run errands, and return to a perfectly smoked piece of meat that's already in the pull-it-apart stage. That kind of hands-off operation is a game-changer for anyone who wants to fit a big-time barbecue into a busy schedule. The downside is the reliance on a stable Wi-Fi signal. If your network drops, the grill defaults to its last known setting, which can be fine for long smokes but might be frustrating if you're trying to do a rapid temperature shift for searing. Versatility is another buzzword that actually shows up in real meals. The RT2500 isn't just a smoker, it can grill, bake, roast, and even bake pizza. I've tried a margarita on the stone plate that came with the Grilling Basics bundle, and the crust turned out crisp on the bottom while the cheese melted evenly, a result you'd struggle to get on a traditional charcoal grill without a lot of trial and error. The same unit can handle a low-temperature wood-smoked salmon, then be cranked up to 500 F for a quick sear on a steak. For the home chef who likes to experiment across cuisines, that single-device flexibility can replace a handful of smaller appliances, which is where the value beyond the headline specs really shows up. Now, let's talk about the practical strengths you'll notice once the grill is installed. The hopper holds enough pellets for a full day of continuous smoking, so you don't have to keep refilling every hour. The stainless steel construction feels solid, and the ash drawer slides out easily for quick cleanup, something that often trips up newcomers to pellet grilling. The included meat probe integrates directly with the app, giving you a real-time internal temperature readout without having to open the lid. In a real-world scenario, that means you can monitor a pork shoulder from your phone while it's cooking for 10 hours, and you'll get an alert the moment it hits the target 195 F, preventing the dreaded overcooked and dry outcome.